You are all set.
Okay, wonderful. Bringing the Coastal Permit Administrator hearing to order of February 12th, 2026. It is 11 a.m. And starting off with determination of noticing. Clerk, do we have proper notice?
All items on the agenda have been properly noticed.
Great, thank you. And moving into our regular calendar, the first item that we have on the agenda is CDP 2024-0046 for Curtis and Pamela Heppel. And our staff planner is Jesse Waldman. And I'm not seeing, let's see if Jesse is online. It looks like we just need to bring her over. Excellent. So we should have Jesse now on the line. And Jesse, whenever you're ready, please go ahead and proceed.
Good morning and thank you. Planner Waldman for Mendocino County Planning and Building Services. And before I begin, can I just confirm that you can hear me properly? Thank you.
Yes, we can.
Okay, good. This project here in front of you today is Coastal Development Permit number 2024, number 46. The request is a standard coastal development permit to construct a 580 square foot addition to the existing single family residence, a 1,800 square foot detached metal storage building, and the placement of 2 cargo shipping containers, and those will be connected to the existing utilities and ancillary development, including driveway. The project is located within the coastal zone, approximately 3.75 miles, 3¾ miles north of the city of Fort Bragg, on the west side of Ward Avenue, approximately, it's actually right at the intersection of State Route 1 and Ward Avenue. Its city address is Fort Bragg. It is also known as Cleone, and the assessor's parcel number is 069-29133, and the parcel is approximately 2.5 acres in size. The project is subject to the general plan land use regulations for rural residential for a 5-acre minimum with an alternative density of 1 acre. It's located within the planning area of Section 4.3 of the coastal element known as Little Valley Road to Fort Bragg, which includes Cleone. And the zoning is rural residential, excuse me, also with a 5-acre minimum with a alternate density of 1 acre. And the project is appealable as it is west of the first public road, and it's within the 4th supervisorial district. And the project has, I want to just talk about the project just a little bit. In 2023, specifically on September 12th, the Mendocino, excuse me, the Mendocino County Board of Supervisors provided direction to Planning and Building Planning and Building Services to establish a 1-year amnesty program, and that waives any violation or penalty fees related to building permits submitted after work had already commenced. This is one of those applications. So the request for the warehouse and the shipping containers are under the amnesty, and those building permits were applied for. Then they followed up with this coastal development permit, all within the dates that the Board of Supervisors directed Planning and Building Services. One moment. Our records indicate the parcel was originally developed in 1957 with approximately 1,200 square foot single family residence with the roughly 440 square foot garage, as well as decks and porches attached to the residence. And also in 1974, a building permit was issued for a service deck to the residence. And the single family residence, this addition, they have not applied for a building permit for that under amnesty. It has not been developed at the time of amnesty, and it is just an additional request to further develop their appealable parcel. And that addition would be 558 square feet to the single family residence. And that would create a total overall residence size of approximately 1,770 square feet, which is consistent with lot coverage. All of the development proposed is consistent with the rural residential zoning guidelines, as well as the uses and classifications within the general plan. The project was referred out to multiple agencies, and there is specific requests from the Department of Transportation regarding driveway improvements. And there were multiple studies that were provided by the landowners, including biological scoping surveys, an original and a couple of updated, as well as a vegetation forensic study. And this was after comments received from the California Coastal Commission, and as well as California Department of Fish and Wildlife Services. This project is consistent with the principally permitted uses, accessory uses, and ancillary development within the rural residential land use classifications pursuant to our coastal element chapters 2.2, 4.3, as well as the Mendocino County Code Title 20, Division 2, Rural Residential's accessory uses, coastal development permit regulations, as well as grading, erosion, and runoff protection policies. The project has been reviewed for potential impacts to habitat and natural resources, hazards management, and visual resources, special communities, shoreline access, and archaeological resources. It's also been reviewed for transportation, utilities, and public service connections, as stated earlier, grading and erosion and runoff protection policies, and also the locating and planning new development within our coastal element. This project is, I've said that already, it is consistent with all of our regulations and policies. And I wanted to also bring up that when CDFW, California Department of Fish and Wildlife, often referred to as CDFW, and the Coastal Commission reviewed the project and the proposal, they did request the forensic study of vegetation. And in 2021, there was a storm that blew over one very large bishop pine tree. And in the forensic study that was provided by the landowners, it's determined that there may be soil that contains something called root rot organism. And I'm not going to speak Latin very well. Phytothera cinnamonic is a soil disease, or it's a root rot organism that can depreciate the quality of the trees, and that happens quite often on the coastal zone. So there's a valuation for that. The property owners have done cleanup of the dead and falling trees, which did crush an accessory structure on their property. It was a very small outbuilding. The landowners have and continue to clean up debris as trees end their lifespan, and they continue to remove invasive species, and they have planted 25 additional redwood trees around the perimeter of their property. The project also a study that was provided was the archaeological survey that was reviewed and accepted by the Mendocino County Archaeological Commission on October 8th of 2025. And the project was referred to 4 local tribes where no response was received by staff. And the project does meet the criteria for a categorical exclusion or categorical exemption per the California Environmental Quality Act under section 15301. It's a class 1 as additions to existing structures. And the staff report with you today contains, the sun just came out. The staff report does include conditions of approval that staff is recommending as part of this project to ensure that the Department of Transportation, the California Coastal Commission, and CDFW's concerns are addressed, and those are presented to you today. Staff has not received public comment, and the landowners have reviewed the staff report, the hearing packet, and have not submitted any questions to our office. Staff does recommend approval as written in the staff report to the CPA today, and that concludes my presentation.
Great, thank you, Jesse. So next we'll look to see if there's a representative from the either owners, applicant, or agent that'd like to speak on this item, and you can indicate so by using the raise hand feature. I'm not seeing any hands be raised. So next we'll open up the public hearing and allow members of the public who may wish to comment on this item to provide comment. So again, if you'd like to provide comment, please indicate so by using the raise hand feature. And I am not seeing any hands raised, and it does not appear we have any members of the public in the room in Ukiah. Thank you for confirming, clerk. So with that, I'll bring it back to the Coastal Permit Administrator, and thank you to staff for the thorough staff report and presentation. I've reviewed the project and the recommended findings and conditions of approval, and will approve the project subject to the findings and conditions as contained within the staff report for today's meeting. So with that, the project is approved, and there'll be 2 appeal periods associated with this project, and roughly about 30 days from today, the applicant will be able to obtain permits. So
Thank you.
thank you. Okay, moving on to our next item on the agenda, we have case CDP 2025-0025 for the applicant, California Department of Transportation. And our staff planner is Jamie Henry. May I have your presentation, please?
Yes, Jamie Henry, project planner. The request is for a coastal development permit to construct a short segment of ADA compliant sidewalk and complete associated drainage improvements along the southbound side of Highway 1 in the community of Manchester. This portion of Highway 1 is within a designated school zone and currently lacks a sidewalk or usable shoulder. The pedestrians, including children, are walking directly in the travel lane due to the narrow roadway and existing guardrail conditions. The purpose of this project is to address that safety deficiency and provide a protected pedestrian route through this segment of town. The proposal includes approximately 105 feet of 5-foot wide ADA compliant sidewalk, installation of curb and retaining features, and a 4-foot vinyl clad pedestrian safety fence to protect pedestrians from the grade drop off near an existing culvert. Drainage improvements are also proposed, including removal of an existing 12-inch culvert, installation of a new 18-inch culvert on a revised alignment, and new inlet and surface drainage features to improve stormwater conveyance and reduce roadway ponding. All work will occur within the existing Caltrans right-of-way. No in-stream work is proposed, and construction limits remain within previously disturbed roadway areas. From a coastal resource standpoint, biological studies confirm that there are no environmentally sensitive habitat areas within the project footprint. Although the site spans a culvert that conveys a tributary to Bush Creek, no work will occur within the stream channel. Consultation with the National Marine Fisheries Service resulted in a determination that the project is not likely to adversely affect listed salmonids or critical habitat. Cultural Resource Review included a record search and pedestrian survey. The project was also referred to tribes with cultural affiliation in the region as part of Caltrans consultation process and our referral, but no concerns were raised. Standard inadvertent discovery procedures are included as a condition of approval. Visually, the improvements are low profile and consistent with typical roadside infrastructure along Highway 1. The project does not introduce lighting, vertical structures, or features that would alter the scenic character of the corridor. Construction activities will comply with Caltrans Standard Specification 14-8.02 for noise control, and noise from work activities will be controlled and monitored. Overall, the project improves pedestrian safety, and public access within the coastal zone without expanding roadway capacity, inducing growth, or increasing development intensity. It is consistent with the local coastal program, including policies that encourage improvements to Highway 1 that enhance safety and circulation. The project qualifies for a Class 1 categorical exemption under CEQA for minor alteration of existing public facilities. Staff recommends approval with conditions listed in the staff report. I'm happy to answer any questions as well, but there is also a Caltrans representative present too.
Great, thank you, Jamie. I don't have any questions at this point, so I'll go ahead and look to see if we have a representative of the application, either an applicant, owner, or agent who wishes to speak on this item. And you can indicate so by using the raised hand feature. I'm seeing no hands raised. Okay, so then we'll move on to public comment and open the public hearing. This is the opportunity for individuals who would wish to provide public comment on this item, and you can indicate so by using the raise hand feature. Seeing no hands. Oh, we do have a hand raised. Okay. Clerk, if you're able to, thank you. All right, perfect. So Dylan Flynn, we've added you to the meeting. Please state your name for the record and any comments you may have.
Hi, my name is Dylan Flynn. I'm a adjacent property owner, and I submitted a letter also to the planning department, but I'm in full support of this. As you stated, there's often kids and families that have to walk in Highway 1. So I just wanted to say I think this is a really good idea, and there's people who've been talking about it for a long time. So I'm happy that Caltrans took the initiative to work on this. I do have a question. It sounds like there's not a Caltrans representative available. Is that correct?
And no one raised their hand indicating that they were present from the application.
Okay, this is my first meeting like this, so I don't know if there are subsequent meetings where there's more information provided, like drawings or renderings. And I just trying to visualize how this is going to look and how they're going to deal with the driveways. That was my only concern. Where would I find that kind of detailed information in this process?
Sure. So we have a staff report that was prepared for today's item, which includes a set of plans associated with it. However, if you'd like additional details, then it may be best to reach out to Caltrans District 1 staff directly. We can, if you've provided a public comment, we can have the staff planner, Jamie Henry, in the room there who could send you a copy of the hearing packet. So that way you can take a look at the plans in there.
That'd be great, because I just received a paper letter, and the link that I clicked on the paper letter just landed me on like a generic planning page. So I wasn't sure how to access the packet. So if someone could send me a direct link to that, that would be really helpful.
Understood. I think we can do that. So.
Okay, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Great. Thank you for your comments. All right, and looking to see if we have any other members of the public who wish to speak on this item, and just indicate so by using the raise hand feature. Seeing no hands raised, I will close the public hearing and bring it back to the Coastal Permit Administrator. And again, thank you to staff for the detailed staff report and presentation. I agree with the speaker that this sounds like a great project for safety improvements for that community. And I know it's been needed for quite some time. So with that said, I've reviewed the project staff report, findings, and recommended conditions of approval. And I will approve the project subject to the findings and conditions as contained within the staff report. And just comment to staff, make sure we follow up with the public commenter with that packet. So thank you. Okay, and moving to our next item on the agenda, which is matters from staff. Are there any matters from staff today? Hearing none. Okay, are there any matters from the public? The Coastal Permit Administrator welcomes participation in meetings. This item is limited to matters under the jurisdiction of the Coastal Permit Administrator, which are not on the posted agenda, and items which have not already been considered by the Coastal Permit Administrator. No action will be taken. And if you wish to speak under matters from the public, please just use the raise hand feature so we can add you to the meeting. Seeing no hands raised, then we'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting at 11:19 a.m. Thank you.
right. Caltrans representative was there.